Hello everyone, you're on the Planet Earth channel, and today we're going to talk about octopuses. The octopus is one of the most unusual creatures living underwater. It's also called a squid, sprut, or a cephalopod. It's easy to recognize by its sack-like body and long tentacles with suction cups. The creature is found in oceans and seas, can camouflage itself from prying eyes, and possesses a host of interesting features, which we'll discuss. Let's go! Octopuses are the most numerous type of cephalopods. They are divided into two subtypes, differing by lifestyle, nomadic and benthic. The first live in one territory, the second regularly move underwater in search of more favorable conditions. They are exclusively aquatic creatures and cannot live on land. Their upper membrane needs constant moisture and dries out quickly in air. Octopuses don't have a neck and torso, so the tentacles grow immediately from the oval head. The mouth is located in the very center of the lower part, at the convergence of all the limbs. The waste discharge orifice, well you know, is situated behind the head. There is a membrane between the tentacles, and they also have from 1 to 3 rows of suction cups. These are needed to hold prey and prevent it from swimming away. A sprut literally sucks food to itself and gradually moves it toward its mouth. Thus, octopuses have up to 2,000 suction cups on their tentacles, which can hold an object weighing up to 200 kilograms. Since their body contains no bones, octopuses can assume any shape. They can completely flatten themselves against the seafloor like a sheet of paper or curl into a perfectly round ball. The octopus has many features that allow it to adapt to its surroundings. Since it's impossible to create a vacuum in water, the cephalopod's suction cups cannot work like the rubber analogs made by humans. Because of this, the creature has to control them by tensing the muscles in its tentacles. A similar effort is made by a human when trying to suck air or liquid with one's mouth. An octopus has 3 hearts. One is used for the circulatory system, and the other 2 are needed for the proper functioning of the respiratory system. The creature's blood is blue. Some species can produce venom. Among them are the blue-ringed octopuses, which are considered the most poisonous creatures on Earth. Octopuses come in all different sizes. Some specimens grow to only a couple of centimeters, while others can boast dimensions of several meters. In this respect, the giant Pacific octopus is especially famous. One specimen grew to 9.5 meters and weighed 270 kilograms. Mostly octopuses often settle in rock crevices, preferring to find areas with warm water, because in cold water they become drowsy. As a lair, the octopus prefers dark places where it can easily hide from unwanted eyes. This could be a dark seabed at great depth, a crack in a rock, or an opening in a sunken ship. The simpler to become invisible in this environment, the better. Sometimes octopuses may use an empty shell as a temporary lair, masquerading as a crustacean. Most cephalopods do not descend deeper than 150 meters, but sometimes people have found them using special equipment sent several kilometers down. These creatures are predators and can digest any living thing found in the ocean depths. They eat fish, mollusks, crustaceans, and even other octopuses. Octopuses do not develop feelings of loyalty or sympathy toward their peers, so in times of hunger, they may easily eat a smaller sibling. A predator's hunting principle is quite simple. It lies on the seafloor, blending with its surroundings, and waits for prey to drift by. Then it suddenly lunges at it and clasps it with its tentacles. Having wrapped the prey completely in its limbs, the octopus shoves it in its mouth. Its throat has no teeth but is hard and ribbed, which helps grind pieces into a mash. Sometimes the predator misjudges the situation and attacks too large a fish. The latter may fight back and eat the attacker itself, or detach a couple of limbs from it, so to speak, karma delivered. But cephalopods practically don't feel pain, or who knows, but the limbs regenerate quickly. Because they lead a predatory and aggressive lifestyle, octopuses have many predators. They sometimes end up in the jaws of large sharks, seals, sea lions, orcas, and other large fish, and they regularly end up on human plates. In the ocean, the octopus is constantly on the run. It's a tasty, protein-rich beast that everyone tries to eat. But the octopus has a book of 1,000 survival methods hidden, unlike other ocean inhabitants. Its first survival tool is an astonishing ability to camouflage. In just 0.3 seconds, an octopus can completely change its pattern and color. This ability is usually associated with a chameleon, but a chameleon does it slowly, and its repertoire is limited. The true master of color change is the octopus. The secret of how an octopus changes color so quickly lies beneath its skin. In its resting state, the skin color is neutral, but beneath its skin there are tiny sacs filled with various pigments. These are chromatophores. Chromatophores are surrounded by muscles, and when they contract, the sac opens. That's how a new color appears. Then the muscles relax, the sac closes, and the color disappears. But how do they do it so quickly? Mask themselves in 0.3 seconds as 1,000 plants or animals. Octopuses figured it out. Just memorize a few basic color schemes to blend with the environment. Plain to match stone, speckled to lie on sandy bottoms, mixed to remain invisible among reefs. Thanks to this, the octopus doesn't have to constantly scan minute details of its environment. Just choose one of 3 options and apply the final strokes. The octopus just needs to look around. If the environment resembles color scheme 2, then use color scheme 2. It's like knowing how to pick an outfit for any occasion, but an octopus can change not only its color, but also its texture. The biological structure under its skin allows it to form 3-dimensional shapes. Muscular rings in the skin contract and take the form of various bumps. Inside the bumps, another group of muscles gives them a particular shape. No animal on the planet, except the octopus, can change the texture of its skin. Ancestors of the octopus lived in the ocean 500 million years ago. They once had armor, but somewhere on the way to modernity, octopuses exchanged it for more advanced survival techniques. There are octopuses that stand out even among octopuses. This is the mimic octopus. They can take completely different forms, like a fish, or their tentacles can take on the form of a snake, and in each case, the octopus copies not only the appearance, but also the style and speed of movement of the original. The octopus has 8 appendages that should be called arms, not tentacles. Suckers are located along the entire length of the arms. If these were tentacles, the suckers would be only at the tips. The giant octopus repels predators with its 6-meter arms, which is like a 2-story building in height, and there are hundreds of independently controlled muscular suckers on them. Each sucker of a giant octopus can lift up to 15 kilograms. Theoretically, each arm could lift up to 4.5 tons, about the weight of a truck. But the suckers do more than just grip and hold. They are complex organs. Each sucker is covered with receptors through which the octopus perceives the world and food, i.e., it literally sees with its whole body. The suction cups resemble little tongues, and there are about 1,600 of them on the entire octopus. But how does the octopus process such a volume of information from 1,600 tongues? The answer is simple. Each octopus arm contains 3 times more neurons than the brain. If an arm is severed and you touch it with a piece of food, even an hour later the arm will try to bring it to where the mouth was, even though the head isn't there anymore. Don't worry, if an octopus loses an arm, a new one begins to grow in 3 days. Octopuses can distinguish colors with their skin. They seem to see with their entire body at once. In fact, every day, octopuses teach science a new lesson. But their most famous survival ability is the ability to disappear into a cloud of ink. The ink of octopuses contains the enzyme tyrosinase. It confuses the sense of touch and smell of predators. They release the ink in the form of so-called pseudomorphoses. Because of this, octopus ink can take the shape of for example, another octopus. The effect is simple. Some black ghost swims in the ocean and confuses hungry fish. But to demonstrate all the listed abilities, the octopus must have a highly developed brain. Many even believe that octopuses are mediums. Remember the octopus Paul, who could predict the future, at least the future of the German football team. It sounds absurd, but in 2010, he predicted the outcome of all 7 matches. If Paul's owners had bet just $1,000 on each match outcome, Paul would have earned $300,000. and also they can see light with their skin. But alongside all their super abilities, there are also significant downsides. The octopus is not a long-lived creature. They grow quickly, and their body rapidly wears out. Because of this, the average lifespan of an octopus is only 3 years, and there is one behavioral trait that has puzzled scientists. The fact is that female octopuses can reproduce offspring only once in their entire lives. When a female lays eggs, she spends all her time in the nest in a burrow or cave, caring for her offspring, but at the same time she gradually stops eating, and by the time the babies appear, she dies. Also, scientists cannot say exactly when the first octopuses appeared. Since they have no bones in their torso and only soft tissues, over time their body completely decomposes, leaving no traces. However, on Lebanon's territory, scientists found remains of a cephalopod preserved within fossilized rock layers. Studies showed it to be 95 million years old, and most surprisingly, based on size and structure, the remains completely match modern living octopuses. This suggests that over such an enormous time span, these creatures have not changed at all, and still continue to blur, grab with suckers, mimic, and predict the future. We watch, we listen, we record, we subscribe. Don't forget to hit like and share this video with friends. It really helps promotion. You were with the Planet Earth channel.